Good afternoon. This is Dulia De Silva for Gold FM, bringing you your news in detail.
The news headlines on Gold FM.
In your news headlines, Parliament DSG's suspension to go international. Doctors are on strike and radiologists are threatening to do the same. Another boat linked to drug smuggling apprehended. And in news overseas, winter storm sweeps through the US as Australia braces for heatwave.
The top story on Gold FM.
Patients across the country are facing severe hardship today as government doctors launched indefinite trade union action over unresolved grievances. The Government Medical Officers Association initiated this move following the conclusion of a 48-hour token strike yesterday. While routine services briefly resumed, union leaders accuse health authorities of failing to implement written agreements regarding DAT allowances, transport, and research payments. As such, 5 specific services, including a refusal to issue prescriptions for outside pharmacies and recommending external laboratory tests, are being conducted today. The withdrawal of corporation targets administrative failures, but leaves vulnerable patients caught in the middle. Adding to the healthcare crisis, the Association of Radiologists warned of indefinite strike action starting Wednesday. Their dispute centres on the conduct of the deputy director at the Maligavatta Kidney Hospital. Union President Chanaka Dharmavikrama confirmed that they gave the government a 7-day period to respond to their demands. The deadline is set to expire on Wednesday, with the union preparing to launch the strike if a satisfactory answer is not received by then.
This is the local news on Gold FM.
A group of teacher development officers commenced a hunger strike in front of the Presidential Secretariat today, demanding permanent positions within the teaching service. Protesters claim they provided 7 years of continuous service in schools without job security. Union leaders Viraj Manaranga and Sandun Bandara Bodragama accused former activists who now hold government roles of abandoning their principles and the cause. Suspended Deputy Secretary-General of Parliament Chaminda Kularatna is reportedly preparing to lodge formal complaints with 4 international organisations. Kularatna, a senior lawyer with over 20 years of experience, was suspended following a decision by the Parliamentary Staff Advisory Council on the 23rd. The dispute reportedly centres on the validity of his appointment to the post, which he occupied since September 2023. The planned appeals include submissions to the Interparliamentary Union, the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, the International Forum of Association of Secretaries-General of Parliament, and the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva. Reports suggest Kularatna claims the Speaker violated the principles of natural justice by enforcing a suspension without a preliminary inquiry or an opportunity for him to respond to the allegations. Additionally, he intends to file a case in the Court of Appeal through a team of President's councils to legally contest the disciplinary action. Opposition politicians are also condemning the move, calling it unjust. The Police Narcotics Bureau seized a fishing trawler at Mirissa Harbour today, leading to the arrest of 5 suspects and the recovery of ice and heroin. The operation followed the interrogation of 11 individuals arrested from aboard 2 drug boats, who are currently being held under a 7-day detention order. The suspects, residents of Gandhara and Devnura, admitted to receiving a massive narcotics shipment from an Iranian vessel in international waters. They claimed a payment of 30 million rupees was promised for coordinating the transfer of drugs to 2 other boats previously intercepted on the 23rd of January. Investigations link this network to alleged drug dealers Dehibale and Kudusalindu. In a separate case, the Special Task Force apprehended a suspected associate of overseas-based alleged traffickers Valioya Prianta and SGF Jagat, recovering 3 kilograms of ice valued at 30 million rupees. A 30-year-old lottery ticket seller was arrested for allegedly murdering a beggar woman following a dispute over a 100,000 rupee loan. Investigators say that he borrowed the 100,000 rupees from the beggar woman and repaid 70,000 rupees, but the woman continued demanding the remaining amount. The suspect claimed that during a visit to the Mahabali River on the 24th, the woman threatened him with a knife, leading to a confrontation. He allegedly attacked and killed her, and later surrendered to the police. Her remains were found near the Arupula Stadium riverbank, along with the suspected weapon. The CID is investigating under Kandy police supervision, while the victim's true identity is yet to be confirmed. Villagers in Vilgamur staged a demonstration today against a company accused of defrauding them of millions of rupees through a bogus organic fertilizer scheme. Victims report that the firm solicited internal investments ranging from 300,000 to 1 million rupees per person. The company had instructed participants to construct fertilizer tanks in their home gardens, promising substantial returns that never manifested. The government disbursed 18 billion rupees to households affected by Cyclone Ditwa, marking an 84% of the total 21.54 billion rupees allocated for relief. The President's media division confirmed that the majority of families eligible for the 50,000 rupee resettlement allowance already received their payments, with full completion reported in districts including Gaul, Jaffna and Nurelia. A further 10.6 billion rupees reached over 420,000 families to assist with post-disaster cleaning and sanitation. This phase of the recovery effort remains nearly complete across the island, maintaining a 97% disbursement rate. Support for education also continues, with 136,000 students receiving 15,000 rupee allowances to ensure schooling remains uninterrupted despite the devastation. Efforts to restore local economies see the Ministry of Industry and Entrepreneurship verifying over 6,000 business owners for a one-time 200,000 rupee grant. Meanwhile, the Rebuilding Sri Lanka programme commenced housing construction in Anuradhapura and Kurunegala. President Anura Kumara Dissanayake initiated the first phase, which provides 5 million rupees per homes for families whose property faced total destruction. Long-term housing remains a priority, with 31,000 new units planned under the 2026 National Housing Programme. This includes specific provisions for 2,500 war-displaced families in the north and east. Farmers currently receive compensation for crop damage as the administration aims to elevate livelihoods beyond pre-disaster levels through record-breaking relief initiatives. Several spells of showers will occur in the northern, north-central, eastern, northwestern and Uva provinces and in the Matale and Nurelia districts. The Department of Meteorology said that showers or thunder showers may occur at several places elsewhere after 2 p.m. Fairly heavy falls of about 50 millimeters are likely at some places in the western and Sabaragamuwa provinces and in Gaul and Mathura districts. Fairly strong winds of about 30 to 40 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the eastern slopes of the Central Hills, northern, north-central, northwestern and eastern provinces and in Mathura, Hambantota and Monaragala districts.
Now for some news in brief.
The Health Ministry confirmed that 213 newly recruited public health management assistants will receive their appointment letters tomorrow, following the conclusion of a recruitment process originally delayed since 2021.
The business news on Gold FM.
Gold prices reached a historic milestone today by climbing over $5,000 for the first time. This extends a historic rally that saw the precious metal climb more than 60% in 2025. Spot gold rose 0.94% to $5,029 and 62 cents per ounce, while US gold futures for February delivery gained 1.02% to $5,029 and 70 cents an ounce. The surge follows a massive rally throughout last year, driven largely by investors seeking safe haven assets amid heightening political tensions. Chinese energy giant Sinopec reached an agreement with the government to accept a 20% cap on local market access for its massive Hambantota refinery project. Energy Ministry Secretary Udayanga Himapala confirmed that this resolution marks the end of a long-standing dispute that delayed the $3.7 billion investment. Officials currently are working to finalize the implementation agreement, with hopes to conclude the deal within the first quarter of 2026. Once operational, the facility will process 200,000 barrels of crude oil daily, representing the largest foreign direct investment in the nation's history. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation confirmed that only $90 million remain of an original $251 million debt owed to Iran for past oil imports. The successful tea for oil barter mechanism allows the corporation to pay $5 million monthly to local tea exporters, effectively reducing the outstanding balance without violating international sanctions. Managing Director Mayur Nityakumarage clarified that the arrangement remains unaffected by recent US threats of tariffs on Iranian trade, as the process constitutes a loan repayment rather than a new commercial venture. Plantation Minister K.V. Samantha Vidyaratna stated that the government blocked several multinational companies from entering the coconut husk industry. The decision aims to protect smaller, less efficient local businesses who are currently struggling to compete with the high-tech foreign firms capable of paying farmers better prices. While critics argue that blocking capital in modern technology hinders the nation's 80% growth target, the minister emphasized the need to support traditional industries facing rising costs.
International news on Gold FM.
At least 7 people died and 800,000 people remain without electricity as a major winter storm sweeps across the United States. Dangerous conditions stretched from Texas to New England, forcing the closure of schools and the cancellation of 11,000 flights. Health officials in Louisiana confirmed 2 deaths from hypothermia, while authorities in Texas and Tennessee reported further fatalities. Meteorologists expect the ice and snow to remain for days, affecting more than half of the national population. In sharp contrast, parts of southeast Australia are facing temperatures exceeding 45 degrees Celsius as a severe heatwave grips Victoria and South Australia. Authorities in Adelaide cancelled major public events today, while meteorologists predict record-breaking heat of nearly 50 degrees in some Victorian towns tomorrow. The extreme weather intensified the threat of out-of-control bushfires, leading to evacuation warnings for several residents. Paramedics also reported to 11 incidents of children being left in locked vehicles across the region.
Entertainment news on Gold FM.
Channel 4 and the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation are joining forces for a rare natural history co-production on the daily lives of the inhabitants of the Udavalave Elephant Orphanage. Titled Baby Elephant School, the series focuses on the sanctuary's 30-year history. The sanctuary returned more than 170 elephants to the wild, with many successfully breeding in their natural habitat.
Sports news on Gold FM.
The Sri Lankan under-19 national team is set to take on an undefeated Afghanistan side today in a vital Super Sixes encounter at the ICC Men's Under-19 World Cup in Namibia. The fixture in Windhoek is set to kick off at 1 p.m. Sri Lanka time. That's it for now. This is Dulia de Silva for Gold FM. Thank you and have a lovely day ahead.